In this video, we are going to learn a quick method to factor trinomials with a not equal to 1. For example, you can see that in this case, a is equal to 6. So this is the, we now call a term, so which is equal to 6 in this case. So when a not equal to 1, it is sometimes difficult to factor those trinomials. So let's talk about how it works. We are going to call this method the magic factorization or the cycle method. Magic factorization cycle method. Also, we can call this the crisscross argument. The crisscross argument, because you can see that there's a nice crisscross pattern here. So let's learn how the method works. So let's look at this example. Let's say we have 6x squared plus 13x minus 5. So you can see that here a not equal to 1. So the first step is we're going to multiply these two numbers, the first and the last numbers. So you can see that you're going to get negative 30. That's the first one. And then what we're going to do, we're going to think of factors of negative 30. So one thing you notice is that this is a negative number. Since it is a negative number, the two factors have different signs. Two factors have different signs. So that means there are actually 8 different cases in this time. There are 8 different cases, but you can avoid some unnecessary writing by noticing something. You can notice that the coefficient of x, which is positive 13. So since this is a positive number, what we can do for the large one, we put the positive sign. So let's write some of the factors now. So we put for the large one, we put the positive sign. So some of the factors that we're gonna get is, you can see, first one is, if you start with large, so you can see it is 30 and negative 1. That's the first one. So next one, you can say 15 and negative 2. And then we also have 10 and negative 3. And then we also have 6 and negative 5. And then the other 4 you can get by switching the sign, you can get other 4, but we don't need that in this case because we know that the larger one should have a positive sign because we have positive 13. So larger one should have positive sign. Now the next step is we're going to see which two numbers going to add up to 13. You can see 15 and negative 2 are going to add up to 13. So we notice that. So if you can quickly find that, those numbers, you don't want to write the rest of them. You only need that pair. So it is, you can see it is 15 and negative 2. So which is 13. When you add them, you get 13. So you add them. So that means our special numbers are 15 and negative 2. So next step is we're going to think of factors of 6. Factors of 6. That's going to evenly divide those two numbers, 15 and negative 2. You can see one factorization you can think of is 6 and 1. And the problem with this one is you can see that 6 doesn't divide those two evenly. So that means this is not a right option. 6 and 1 doesn't work. So if you think about the 15 and negative 2, you can see that those two factors are actually 3 and 2. Those two are actually 3 and 2. So since these are 3 and 2, now we can start writing the factorization. So in the factorization, the 3 and 2 goes as the coefficient of x. So we can write 2 factorization here. So the first one is actually 3, the other one is 2. So that is the factorization. That's where the 3 and 2, that's where the 3 and 2 goes. Now the question is, what are the other numbers? So to find other numbers, what we can do, we can divide the 15 and negative 2 by those two numbers. So we divide by the 15, you can see that you divide the 3, the other one is 2. So now the interesting part is 3 go with that number. You can see this number is negative 1. So that means 3 goes with negative 1. And the other one, you switch the order. So 2 go with this number. You can see this one is simplifies to 5. So that means 2 goes with 5. So that is how you can write the factorization. So now you can use this method to factor any of these forms. So you can try these problems now. So you can try these problems using the method. So you can see that there are different variables. So just make it a practice. Like if you have different variables, make sure you use that variable. So here we have t, and then here we have y. And also you may notice that in the last problem your y term is at the end, so that means we're going to rewrite this first like in this form: 12 y squared plus 13y plus 6, and then you can just use the same argument even with the negative numbers. It doesn't really matter what numbers we have, so you can use the exact same argument for this one also. So you can practice them, and you can see the answers in the description.